What's going on, everybody? My name is Netty16 and welcome to my Let's Play of Pokemon Colosseum. I know, I just did a GameCube game with Battle for Bikini Bottom, but hear me out. I've wanted to Let's Play this game basically ever since I first played it back in, oh gosh, 2013, 2014 maybe? For a long time, this game was not really appreciated when it came out. I think it was due to when it came out, because it came out right around the golden age of Pokemon, as some would say. It came out right after Ruby and Sapphire came out, but before Emerald. And a lot of people considered that to be like the peak Pokemon. And so this game coming around about then kind of left a bad taste in people's mouths, because this is a very different Pokemon. This is a very different Pokemon game than your typical Pokemon game. Instead of going through routes in towns, fighting gym leaders, collecting 8 badges, and becoming the champion, we have a much more story-driven Pokemon game here with very different mechanics. And because of that, I think if this game would have been released in the modern time, I think it would have been a lot more well appreciated, because nowadays people really appreciate this game, and it's become kind of a cult classic among Pokemon fans. But at the time, people didn't really appreciate it for what it was, and I think that's why it and its sequel have never really seen much else in the way of release or content in the recent years. But I think if this game would have come out any time after that, it would have done well. So anyways, without enough of me rambling, this is a very different Pokemon game. It has very different mechanics than your typical Pokemon adventure, and we'll be seeing all this later. This is why I think it's a good one for me to start on this channel, because it isn't very intensive, you know? It doesn't have a lot going on. It doesn't have that much for me to cover. However, we're not going to accomplish anything sitting here on the title screen, so what do you go ahead and say we jump right into it? Pokemon Colosseum. So already we're seeing how different of a game this is. Instead of waking up in a room playing or Switch or whatever console you playing in Generation and talking to your mom, our protagonist, Rot, comes in to a secret hideout, steals a Pokemon, blows it up, and then rides away on his magical one-wheeled hover bike. Or no wheels, it doesn't have any wheels. Actually, it does have a wheel. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? Anyway. Yeah, so here we are. We are playing Pokemon Colosseum. I kind of rambled in the intro there for a little. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that this game was not well received when it first came out, and it really sucks, because I think that's probably the reason why it and its sequel, Pokemon XD, haven't gotten much attention from Nintendo or Game Freak recently, and it's just because they weren't released. And like I said, I think if they were released in the modern time, I think people would really enjoy that, because you see how well the modern Pokemon spin-offs are doing. Like, new Pokemon Snap did really well, and Pokemon Legends Arceus also did extremely well. So people like different Pokemon games, but at the time, not so much. Fwah, we sure picked out, huh? I love chowing down over the job, but as to the flavor, I swear. Yeah, and we bagged ourselves a great big catch, too. Boss will be sure to fix us up good with the rewards, too. It doesn't get any better than this. Shady characters. Let's head inside this very strange place. Authorities have made a stunning announcement on the mysterious building that exploded in Echo Canyon. It was Team Snag'em's hideout. Team Snag'em is a gang of Pokemon abductors who have already been marked for arrest. The hideout was discovered only as a result of the explosion, and by the time police arrived, the ruined building had already been abandoned. The cause of the explosion is under investigation. It's going to become apparent eventually. I was trying to make him sound like the fish from SpongeBob. Yeah, it does make sense. All right, welcome. We'll find this out later, but this actually I think it might tell us now if we go out and I didn't even talk to you yet. Outskirts stand. A lowly gasoline stand in a desolate desert as travelers visit on their journeys. You are actually able to go see it if you walk outside of the map. That's what I was trying to show. Anyway, like I was saying, this is a very different Pokemon game than a typical Pokemon game. As you're already seeing, it's a lot more story-driven. We already have a designated story to this game that is already being pushed forward. Let's see what we have going on in here. Hey, do you know about Team Snag'em? Perhaps. They're a seriously nasty lot. There's no telling how many trainers have suffered at their hands. I have to say it once. Oh my god, your feet are huge. Oh, I haven't seen your face around these parts. A traveler, huh? Not that it matters any. I don't know where you might have come from, but relax. Stick around a while. Don't mind if I do. You know, I don't quite understand what happened, but having your hideout blow up on you, crime doesn't pay, I guess. I live a crime-free life, so nothing's gonna blow up on me. Haha. Except he's not. Okay. Alright. There's no forgiving that Team Snag'em. They don't deserve it. Not when they steal Pokemon from trainers. Why, I'd give a hip hip hooray if they were all wiped out with with their Recetide out. What do you got going on over here with you with pink hair? You're a Pokemon trainer too, aren't you? Perhaps. I can tell, and you're good. I can see it in your eyes. I bet your Pokemon are impressive too. If the opportunity ever arises, I'd like to have a battle with you. Though I doubt I'd have any chance of beating you. Interesting. Alright, well. Now we can step outside and have him come talk to us. Apparently I didn't know that if you didn't go talk to him and yet you stepped outside of Outskirts Stand, he would still come and activate this cutscene. Yo, my name's Willie. After I got a good look at you, well, I got the search to battle you. It's like I'm compelled to. Anyway, I look at it, it is obvious that you're no ordinary Joe. So, what do you say? It looks like you and me have a quick battle. Sure, why not? Yeah, that's the spirit. Alright, over here this way. I apologize for the this is a pretty text-heavy game. My last two Let's Plays have not been text-heavy at all, because Battle for Bikini Bottom, all the dialogue except for, I think 4 lines have voice acting, and then Captain Toad has no dialogue in it whatsoever. So this game has no voice acting in it, so there's a lot of dialogue. I'm recording this, just straight up, I'm recording this with OBS, obviously, and I run the auxiliary cables from the GameCube into a splitter that plugs into an HDMI port so I can record it with an Elgato capture card. And the resolution kind of takes a hit, so it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, I'm burning now. I'm on fire. It's full throttle time. Vroom, vroom. Let's roll. Ryder Willie would like to battle. Our very first battle of Pokemon Colosseum. Let's get right on into it. Zigzagoon and Zigzagoon. So already, you're seeing the main gimmick of Pokemon Colosseum are double battles. Double battles, unlike regular Pokemon battles, you use 2 Pokemon at once. I think this is actually a really good choice, and I wish more games did double battles more, because double battles really open up the game to more strategy, and it just makes everything so much more interesting. You have to worry about types and moves a lot more, especially now that moves like Surf do different things, and there's a lot more moves for double battles like Wide Guard. If we could get a Pokemon game, like a sequel or a reboot of XD and a sequel, or Colosseum and its sequel, and the modern engine with all the new moves and all the new Pokemon, it'd be so good. But unfortunately, Game Freak doesn't want to do that. Anyway, double battles. There isn't really much to go over right here. We're just gonna go ahead and attack the Zigzagoon here. So here we have Umbreon. I'll go over these Pokemon here in a minute. Umbreon has a few different moves. Bite is just a simple dark type attack. Secret Power is a move that changes its type and effect based on the area you're in. Snatch is a dark type move that steals items. This move is replaced with Thief in later generations. And Taunt is a move, I think it means you can't use the same attack twice in a row? Like, you can't use the same move twice in a row, I think. We're just basically using Bite for the whole time. And Espeon has Confusion, which is a powerful psychic type attack. Return, which is a normal type attack whose power increases based on how much happiness the Pokemon has. We'll get into happiness later. Helping Hand is a move that makes the next your partner's Pokemon, your partner Pokemon, the other Pokemon you have on the field. Helping Hand makes their attack stronger, and then Reflect raises the party's defense for 5 turns. So Espeon has a lot of really great moves here. We'll just go and use some basic attacks though. Confusion. Attack that Zigzagoon. Go ahead and take it down. Zigzagoon fainted. You're also seeing something else that's really awesome about this game is that the battles are fully animated. Every attack has its own unique animation. And all of the battles are completely fully animated. All the Pokemon models are fully animated as well. Making this the first official 3D Pokemon game, which is weird because everyone, when Gen 6 came out, everyone was like, oh, it's the first 3D Pokemon game. But I guess that was before this game was getting any attention to deserve, so it's definitely not the first 3D Pokemon game. Also, this is the first Pokemon RPG on a console, because there have been Pokemon games on consoles, but they were Snap and Puzzle League and Hey Pikachu technically, but those aren't RPGs. This is the first turn-based RPG Pokemon game on a home console. After this, Sword and Shield was the next one, actually. Well, Battle Revolution, technically, but that Battle Revolution's kind of wiped out. I still need seasoning. Well, I hope you're not salty. But yeah, you're tough, real tough. You did a real number on us. Hey, I know. Why not test your skills in Fennec City? It's out west of here. You'll find trainers who are way better than me there. You should go out there and get some battling in. Is there anything else? Fennec City is out west from here. Hop on your bike and you'll be there in no time. Cool. So yeah, this was the first, this is the first 3D Pokemon RPG, but also the first Pokemon RPG on console. This guy, after you beat Willy, turns into an item shop. You can now buy items here. Antidote heals poison, Burn Heal heals burn, Ice Heal heals freeze, Awakening you don't need, and Paralyzed Heal heals paralysis. We'll go into all those statuses later. I don't really think I need to tell you what Pokemon is. Pokemon is a turn-based RPG, obviously. You pick an attack, and then your opponent picks an attack. And it has rock, paper, scissors mechanics with Pokemon types and all that jazz, so I don't really think I need to explain how the basics of Pokemon works, because I feel like there's not a person on the planet who hasn't played Pokemon before, but, you know, I can't assume. So I'll be explaining a few things here and there, and all the really detailed, nitty-gritty stuff I'll explain, but I think you all know how Pokemon works. And hey, what's going on over here? Hey, what are you doing? Get a grip, man. Yeah, you say that, but this it won't stop squirming. It makes it tough to hold on. Okay, settle down in there. Just be quiet for a little while longer. Help! Someone, let me out, kidnappers! That tape didn't keep your yap shut. Hey, quit your shouting. Oh, drat! Did that punk there hear all that? Since you overheard us, we don't have any choice. Blame it on your own bad luck. Epic battle transition away. Shady Guy Folly would like to battle. Yes, alright. One battle right after the other. We're really just getting right into it. I don't really think there's any point in going over all of the Pokemon each individual trainer has. There are important trainers later in the game that will have Pokemon of interest, and we'll go over those later. Also, you might notice, both of our first battles so far have been trainer battles. There are no wild Pokemon in Pokemon Colosseum. Every single battle in this game is a trainer battle. You obtain Pokemon very differently than you would in a normal Pokemon game. We'll be getting into that much later. Well, not much later. We'll be getting into that later. But for now, we have 2 Pokemon on our side of the field that we have not talked about yet. So let's do that right now. Dun 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 dun! Thank you, Chucker Conroy, for the inspiration. I made my own Pokemon bios. Yes, this is the thing that I was teasing all that time ago at the end of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker that I said I had assets I had to make. This was them. I made these myself. With all the information, courtesy of Chugga Conroy's Pokemon Colosseum Let's Play and Bulbapedia, Pokemon database, and their Pokemon resource websites. Anyway, we'll go over stats and all that junk in a moment, but all you need to know right now is stats determine how your Pokemon functions. In the top left, you'll see the Pokemon name. The color of the name is what type it is, and also I'll talk about what type they are in the bio, because that's often important. Over to the right, you'll see the abilities. Abilities are passive effects that do different things for Pokemon. I'll talk about those later because those can be important as well. This is proper hold items, which some Pokemon that you can obtain will be holding items. And then the moves in the bottom right corner. The moves are highlighted via type. And, yeah, they're pretty simple. Anyway, our first Pokemon here is Espeon. Espeon is a very fast Psychic type. That's all there really needs to say about it. It'll basically be doing a lot of damage with Psychic type attacks, and it'll be going first in almost every battle you use it in. I recommend holding on to your Espeon as long as possible, just because it is extremely fast and extremely versatile. It can learn quite a few different moves, and it has very, very high special attack, which means even though Confusion's a pretty lackluster Psychic type move, it will get better Psychic type moves in the future. So you'll be able to do a lot more with it later. You just have to hold on and give it the better moves. But basically, it's extremely fast, hits very hard, and it actually has some solid special defense as well. It can take hits decently well, so it's all around pretty good. The only thing it isn't really great at are physical attacks, but you're not going to be teaching it that many physical moves anyways. The only physical move you're really going to teach it is Return, which, as I mentioned, is a move that's of power increases based on happiness. Happiness is a passive stat in Pokemon that you can't see. Happiness basically determines how much your Pokemon like you. Your Espeon here starts with full happiness, meaning Return from the get-go will start at full power. So that reason right there is enough to hold on to your Espeon for all that time. Your other Pokemon here. One more thing about Espeon is that it starts with Helping Hand, which you might not keep the entire time, but early on Helping Hand can be very powerful because, like I said, it helps out and makes your other Pokemon's moves stronger. So you might want to hold on to that for a while. Your other Pokemon is Umbreon. Umbreon is a Dark type. Dark types at this point in the series are one of the worst types offensively, just because oftentimes their stats don't match their moves, and they don't have a ton of great moves. Moves like Dark Pulse, Nightmare, Dark Void, which I think the last two are exclusive to Darkrai, but nonetheless, the really good Dark type moves that you get in the later generations don't exist in this generation. So a lot of Dark types are really hindered just by the fact that they don't have very good moves. Umbreon is very bulky, has very good defense and special defense, meaning it can really take hits well, and it's kind of just a punching bag, in all honesty. As much as it hurts to say, because I really like Umbreon, I think it looks awesome. It really doesn't hit all that hard, but it takes hits really, really well, and it can do some really good things. Unfortunately, though, you're basically just using Bite on it for most of the game, unless you want to use something like Taunt or teach it some other moves. Just because, like I said, you're not going to be getting very many good moves out of this, just because its Dark types are hindered by the move pool. Another thing you should know about Dark types, and just types in general, is that this was before the physical special splits in Pokemon. So, starting with Gen 4, moves were split into physical and special based on actual move type. Not like Pokemon type, but move type. So like a punch or a kick or a slash are physical moves, and shooting something like fire or water is a special move. This really shaked up a lot of Pokemon stats, and it made a lot of Pokemon really valuable that have never been valuable before. This was before that. So in this game, Pokemon moves are determined by type of move. What am I trying to say? Pokemon moves are determined by type, and whether they're physical or special is also determined by type. I will put those on screen right now, so you know what they are. This means that a lot of Pokemon in this game are hindered by what type they are in their move pool. Umbreon is unfortunately one of those, because Dark is a special type in this game, and a lot of Dark type Pokemon do not have very good special attacks. This is something we'll see frequently throughout this game, but you don't have to worry about that right this minute. I'm sorry if the bios are kind of scatterbrained. I'm really trying my best here, but I really just kind of sat there on the screen with this Whismer staring at me for like 5 minutes. You saw that Whismer use Uproar. Uproar is a move that basically makes it to where any Pokemon in the field can't sleep. Umbreon to level 27. Anytime your Pokemon gains enough experience points, it will level up and get stronger. Your stats will increase. Gah, you're tougher than you look. And at the end of every battle, you get money. Money can use my items. You took out my Whismer. You're no ordinary trainer, are you? Whismer's not even that good, bro. Wait a second. That face. You be Team Snag'em's. What's going on here? Eek! Somebody robbers. They're robbers. You be quiet. We're no robbers. We're kidnappers. Got it? Kidnappers. What? You dingbat! Don't shoot off your mouth. Don't get all happy just on account of winning this once. The next time we meet, I'll crush you, your Pokemon, and all. What else do I have besides me and my Pokemon? Oh, yuck. There's someone inside there. This is tied. This is tied good and tight. Can you believe those people? This is a horrible thing to do. Well, I might as well go and leave. This isn't the... Please, we need your help. Okay, fine. The sack's mouth is firmly close to the tightly knotted rope. Undo the knot. Well, you know, I was gonna be kind of miffed about having to save some random person, but now that I realize that they're a redhead... Okay, I'm just kidding. Meep, not Misty. Phew, thank goodness I'm saved. Where is this? Where did those two bring me? This is Fenex City, the opulent city of water. The person saved you from these thugs. The way he battled those goons, it was truly superb. I wish you could have seen it. Oh, is that so? Thank you. And, you are... Oh, you're named Wes? I am... Your name is Rui. Normally, I would probably name them something different because of how story-driven this game is. I always like to keep the names, their default names. My name is Rui. I'm sure glad I did meet you. I was in the neighboring town when those two grabbed me. Oh, those guys. Did they use a peculiar Pokemon? Peculiar Pokemon? No, they looked ordinary to me. What do you mean a peculiar Pokemon? Oh, no, that's fine. Well, it's easy to see something's on your mind. You should go see your mayor for his advice. He's a very kindly person. I'm sure that he'll be able to help you somehow. The mayor's house is near the fountain square past here. Go up the stairs from the square and it's on your left. The mayor? Yes, that's true. The mayor might have something. Hey, Wes. I know I'm imposing, but I don't want to... I know I'm imposing, but I don't have anyone else that I can turn to. Please, can I get you to escort me for a while? Sure, why not? Thank you, Wes. I thought you might say that. If you're with me, Wes, it won't matter if those guys come back again. Thank you. Thanks for joining me for a while. We became a partner. Fantastic. They just ditched their car here. Hey, can we steal their car? I want the car. I want the flying car. I don't like the one with the wheel. You know, you two make one attractive couple. It makes me a little envious. I didn't know we said that. That's funny. Mayor's house is in the front. Alright, well, we have our objective. We started our adventure. We fought some battles, met our 2 partner Pokemon, and got a new partner in Rui. Our next mission is to go see the mayor and explore Fenex City. I think that's a good place to end it. Next time, let's play Pokemon Colosseum. We'll be doing all of that and then some. If you like this part, please like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you guys then.